Do you tell Joe that you love him? He's saying he shows you...
I tell everyone that I love them because I do genuinely...
So it makes me feel really special when she tells me.
I was going to say, she does tell us all that she loves us.
But I do genuinely love people that I know.
So how do you...
I love you in a different way, and obviously I love you in a completely different way, which is much more and much bigger.
It's a private way, see, in a way where you don't tell me that you love me.
Well, no, I tell you all
Tell everybody else.
I tell you all the time.
No, but because...
Tell me now, come on.
Because she does...
Oh, yes.
You know I love you.
I love you too.
I love you three.
She won't say it back to you.
She won't say it. Look, she can't say it.
Go on,
No, but Ruth talks about you all the time here, and you can see that she loves you even without even having to say those words. Because you don't want to... You're not like me.
As our son said when he was little once, you don't know how a person feels.
It'd be nice to find out.
You realise in everyday marriage, you know, I've been married for 15 years, it's the little things, like the holding of the hand, the touching round the waist, the looking into
She
your
holds me
eyes.
more than she does her husband.
But you miss those little things, and it's the little things that make you feel a bit perky and a little
See, I
bit...
thought when you made that statement that you meant in relation to your husband, not your partner.
No,
Your dance partner.
I'm seeing my dance partner more than I am my
I
husband.
kind of
at the
get what you're
moment.
saying, so, which is why, obviously, on a lot of these types of shows, you know, sometimes romances do blossom because there's a lot of up close and personal, isn't there?
If you go onto this show and you have a little few issues with your marriage, I think this show would make you think about, I know what's missing in my marriage, and I can understand why people
But actually,
copy.
it's not
I've got no
real,
problems
though,
in
is
my
it?
marriage, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But it did make me think that actually I need to do more of the little things, the holding the hands, just the little bit of interaction, because we've got such busy lives. Yeah, you do.
You know, when I
can
said,
do it.
I don't give me a young dancer, I can't be rubbing myself up against a young dancer. Yeah, Holly would do it, wouldn't you?
Actually, the bit I would worry about for you is, you know, when the one-hand job comes in, where the guy lifts you with the one hand.
We haven't tried that one
If
yet.
your husband's not bothered by
rephrase that.
it'll be a worry.
You lot.
So with Ellie, my oldest dad, so we were a bit like you. We were, I mean, I was in my 20s and we were out clubbing and pubbing and all of that. And then the minute that we'd planned, we'd been together 3 years, we planned Ellie, we had Ellie, and it was totally my fault. My perception of him completely changed because suddenly I was working full-time then. You know, part of the reason I went self-employed in the end was because I just couldn't cope with being employed and being flung all over the world on assignments. So I changed and suddenly got very responsible and thinking, right, I've got to earn money to pay for this flat and pay the bills. And he kind of stayed the same. And I think you suddenly look at a man and go, how are you going to provide? How are you going to meet me halfway with everything at the very least? And that really, so it was me, that was what split our relationship.
I love to hear it that way round. You don't often hear it that way round, do you? That the woman's had a baby and actually turns around and says, actually, you're not going to work for me in this situation.
Yeah. He's a lovely guy and we're still really good friends and, you know, he's very involved with Ellie, but no, it just didn't work for us because I changed and he didn't.
I was with my partner for about 10 years before I realised the only way, we were always living in the same house, and then his mother got sick, so he moved in with her, and it worked better.
Yes.
So for the last 2 years, I only see him on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. He lives in his house and I live in mine, and then we see each other at the weekends. And by Sunday night, I've had enough. Those little things you were talking about earlier, Gwyneth and I probably do the same. Brad's probably eating the wrong ice cream in front of the telly. He probably hasn't had his bits steamed. But, well, she does the steaming.
She does the steaming,
Yes. But no, you're talking a lot of sense. And then I'd say to people watching, all right, Janet can afford this lifestyle, but I'm saying to people watching, if your other half's getting on your nerves, get a shed and put them in it. Get a shed. Because you can just put them at the end of the garden and visit for sex.
Yes.
I grew up in a family where dinner time was just the most exciting time of the day. We all got together, we'd all talk about the things that we felt passionate about, have little arguments and debates around the dinner table. It was our social life, really. So I feel so strongly about me, Joe, the kids, all sitting down at some point together.
You
to
do it
have
every
a
day?
meal.
Do you make a point of it every day?
Yeah, I mean,
Do you?
obviously there are some times that I absolutely
Yeah.
can't do it, but whenever we can, I would be really offended if Joe didn't want to sit at the table with us, or if one of the kids got up because they'd finished and we hadn't. That would really upset me. That would upset me more than him saying, "Oh, not tonight, love." I'd be like...
Apparently in Switzerland, they have introduced a cinema which has double beds instead of the regular sort of seats. Jude, what do you think?
And sheets, June. They have
Yeah,
beds
the
with
full
sheets.
thing.
I'm sick and tired of sex, I really.
When did you get fed up with it?
Oh, about 20 years ago.
That's still quite a good innings, though, isn't it? That took
Yeah.
you to be, 72? 72, yeah.
Yeah, your maths
I've got a
is doing
good
well.
12 years, Lincoln.
I was in love when I was young, and I seriously, you're right. It is a feeling. It's an all-encompassing, horrible, mad thing that you feel, and it's
Horrible? Why do you call it horrible?
Well, because it just
you're
takes you
lost.
over. Yeah, you just cry all the time. It's really unfortunate, especially when you're young.
Yeah.
And especially if it's someone, that you can't have, basically, not
I think
like a
isn't
pop
it the
star.
feeling of feeling vulnerable? I think that's where where the horrible thing is, because
Yeah, it wasn't.
you're in someone's hands.
So could you
you
not
get
have
into
him?
his hands?
No, I couldn't have him, no, because he went to prison. The ultimate bad boy.
My first kiss with Joe was really awkward. I love kissing Joe, and since then it's been wonderful. But the first one was horrid. He basically had helped me get all my bags together to get ready to leave the jungle, left my room, and then knocked back on the door and just ran over and kissed me. And I had no idea that that was about to happen and just did this. So he was going for it, and I was just like...
Did you do that
I
face?
didn't know what to do. I swear to God, I look like that, Denise. I was like...
Have you improved your kissing technique since
Well,
then?
I hope so. I kissed him back the second time, thank goodness.
Kissing's very important. My husband's a very good kisser, I have to say.
Oh!
We know. Yeah.
How much activity in the bedroom otherwise?
Well, not much recently, but if I had that person, a lot, 2, 3 times
many?
a day, like... A day? When I'm not working. When I'm not working. Do you not think that's... Well, it doesn't have to be all night. You can do like a quick one.
I was going to say, yeah.
I think that's really important because that is your partner. Surely you want to shower them with love and
I
kisses
do.
and
I
all
cook
that
a lovely
stuff.
meal.
OK, so I've been in relationships... Bear with me.
It's bad. It's bad.
I've been in relationships before where I've been told what has happened, and I've been convinced myself that that's not the way that it went, but had no proof.
Yeah.
So now I like to just write it down. If something's bothered me or upset me or an event has taken place in which I feel I might want to refer to at some point in the near future,
I think you're wise.
will
You're a
write it
wise
down.
woman.
And not to...
You dated?
Yeah, well, I'll write, like, today, Tuesday.
So that's your ammunition store.
No, not necessarily.
Go back to it.
Sometimes I will use it if I need to defend myself in a case that's happening.
Or prove you're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's just to clarify for me that I'm not going mad.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're in the heat of a relationship and you're having an argument over something that you really believe happened, but they're convincing you it didn't, and you're like, well, let me just check my notes.
One of them is leaving his pants upside down in the downstairs loo, and then when somebody just pops in and you go, "Can you use the loo?" Yeah.
Upside down.
Well, you know, as you
Inside
stepped
out.
out of them.
Inside out.
Yeah. I do that as well, but I do it upstairs. So, like, sometimes somebody would have come in, "Oh, can I use your loo? Mum's dropped a kid off." I was like, "Yeah, sure, use the loo." And then they go, and then I go, "No!" Because his pants are upside down.
Yeah, but realistically, it doesn't matter how many times you write it down. He's not going to stop doing it, is it?
No.
So then you just exhaust yourself trying to enforce rules that are just pointless. What's the point? Just let them get on with it. I mean, I'd have a million things as well. Like Mark,
please don't tell me every time you empty the bin. I don't want to know. What do you have to tell me? Oh, I've just emptied the bin for you. For you? What do you mean for me?
If y'all done stuff like that, I feel like getting like hiring a whole band to every time they say something like that to be like, da, 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 da,